What you guys, warm welcome. This one's a little bit different for this video. I'm just going to show you one of my little hobbies, gold panning. I don't do it seriously, so this is not a tutorial by any means, guys. It's just the way I do it. There's plenty of videos out there if you want to see the experts doing it, but this is just the way I do gold panning. I'm on a lovely river here down at the Torrent, one of my favourite spots on Skye. Well, 3 months in now. I'm just looking for spots in the river now. You're looking for low pressure points and bends and curves and crevices where all the heavy stuff is building up on the fine sands. See there, I'm pointing at a little gravel bed with some heavier pebbles out front of the gravel bed. That's what you're looking for, and also the crevices inside the rocks. On the dry river bank as well, where the river floods. On the dry creek, you can see here where the river's gone down, all the heavy stuff is settled in all these little crevices and nooks and crannies, and that's where you're going to find gold. You know, gold is 17 times heavier material than any other mineral, so it'll always settle at the low pressure points. I say it's just a hobby. Skye is not renowned for gold at all, so you're going to be lucky to find gold on Skye, though you will find gold in the Highlands and the west and east coast of Scotland on Skye because of the nature of the geology. There's no one, it's not renowned for gold at all. So I'm just showing you how I do it more than anything. And I'm still panning around here. I've got my little setup there, not a lot there, guys. We've got a couple of classifiers here, 1/2 inch one, we've got a gold pan, we've got a shovel, we've got a little sieve as well for classifying, breaking it down to the finer stuff. Got a nice shovel to get in there as well, so you don't need a lot, it's all nice and cheap. You do need a license. That's my gold pan there, guys. That's a sample that I've dug out to that first hole that I pointed at in the river. We've dug a sample out already. That's an 1/2 inch classifier. A lovely jubbly, and my sieve, and me, so it's all nice and cheap. But I say you do need license to pan for gold, believe it or not, especially if you're using sluice boxes and sluice pumps and all that a bit more seriously. But this is just a hobby to me, just you know, a little hour every now and again spent in a lovely spot like this with one of my hobbies. How lovely, on a lovely location with the snow and those mountains. Absolutely beautiful. I do love the Torrent. Skye, I'm loving Skye, loving Vanlife as well. And we've got a lovely sunny day today for a change, which is bloody wonderful. Blimey, we've had that many rocking, stormy, rainy days since I've been here the 3 months. It's rare we get a sunny one. We've got one today, and that's why I come back up here, back to the Torrent, just for a few hours to show me doing this gold panning malarkey. What's it all about, eh? What's all this gold panning malarkey about? So there's loads of videos out there. What we're going to do now is we're going to get some water into this sample pan. First of all, I'm going to just tip my sample out to one side and just take one little shovel full of it to break down to start with. Lovely doubly, just washing my pan out. How are we all doing anyway, guys? We're all good. Thanks for all your interaction on the channel. It's lovely to have all your comments. Lovely to talk to you on the comments, guys. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, which is lovely. I'm nattering away to myself there. As I say, I'm doing voiceover because the wind was just a little bit too much. I'm trying to sort out a better wind mic. Hopefully we'll get that sorted. Right, I'm just going to get a small sample of that stuff that I dug up now. We're going to get it into the pan. Here it is, a little shovelful. Just break the samples down to a manageable level. Pop them inside the pan there. That's about a manageable level you want, really. And what we're going to do now, we're going to stratify this down and wash back. What I mean by stratifying is you're taking you're putting some river water in there, you're going to wash it through, washing all the mud off and getting all the heavy stuff to sink to the bottom lip of the pan. Never lift the pan, it's all in the angle of the pan when you're doing this gold panning, guys. You've got to keep it at a certain angle. Keep the lip of the pan, what I mean is that little roundish lip at the bottom of the pan, lower than the lip of the actual top of the pan. That way no gold is going to drop out, it will always stay at the bottom. This is what we call stratifying, washing it through, swilling it and washing it round, and what that's doing is bringing all the lighter stuff to the top and any heavy materials at all, whether it's lead or gold, will sink to the bottom crevice of the gold pan. You can see there I'm being careful not to get the lip of the pan below the bottom lip of the pan, and we're just having a look now, just showing you what I'm doing. All I'm doing is rocking back and forth, and all the lighter stuff that's on top is being washed off with the water. Lovely jubbly. We'll go back and stratify it even more. Yeah, as I say, you could have a big sluice box and a big pump pumping out the crevices, but so you do need a licence. Most of it is private land in Scotland. You do need permission. I'm not sure whether this is private land that I'm on here, but as I say, it's just, I'll just take a couple of pans just for an hour's sport more than anything, just for an hour's enjoyment. You know, I'm not doing it to make a fortune, though you'll never make a fortune panning for gold. If gold was that easy to find, guys, it would be worthless. Lovely jubbly. What I'm going to do now is break it down even more by classifying it down with a fine griddle, kitchen sieve. You do this over another pan really, guys, because you don't want to waste nothing, and then you'd stratify the heavier particles separate to the light particles. I'm stratifying this now and getting all the heavy stuff in the sieve, and all the light stuff is dropping through the sieve into the gold pan. And really you'd take this as 2 samples, and you'd pan each sample separately, but I'm doing it a bit quicker way here, just to show you what it's all about more than anything. Then I'm washing it through, getting all the finer stuff to the bottom of that pan through that sieve. Oh, lovely day. Can't believe how sunny it is today. It is cold though, it's bloody cold. That water is ice cold, believe me. I've swam in that river and it's bloody freezing. I love cold water swimming. I'll do my washing up in there. There we go, we've classified it down. We've got all the heavier stuff there, all the bigger stuff there, guys, and all I'm doing is flicking through, seeing if there's anything potential. There's loads of quartz and crystals and all sorts inside there. It's just fascinating finding those minerals as well. Really, I would put that in a separate pan, what I've just taken out there, and again pan it in the pan again as 2 separate samples. But we're just working on the lighter stuff now. Again, stratifying, washing, swilling back and forth. All the lighter stuff is falling over the top of that lip. All the heavier stuff is staying in that bottom corner of that pan dish at the bottom. So if there's any gold or lead or heavy minerals, they will stay at the bottom of the pan. There's no way they will wash over the top. It's only the lighter gravels and stones that will come over the top. Any big stones you see in there, you can pick them out by hand, but we're still stratifying there, swirling back and forth, back and forth. What you're looking for at this stage now is black sands, because black sands are the heavier sands. They will sink to the bottom. If you get black sands in your pan at this stage, you know you're in a good spot, you know you're in a good chance of finding gold. But I don't think I'm going to find black sands here, because as I say, Skye is not renowned for gold at all. So it's just a make-up of the geology of the island, guys. It's a very wet place. It's a very unstable land mass on Skye. Loads of landslides and landslips on the island, which has created all the wonderful scenery that we've seen. So it just hasn't got the geology. But back on the mainland Scotland, yeah, on the west-east coast, up in the Highlands, you got a good chance of finding gold. You really have. You're not going to make a fortune. You're not going to retire on it. You might be lucky and find a few bits of flour gold, or a few tiny nuggets if you're lucky. Here we go now, we're breaking it down, we're getting down to the finer end of it now. From that big shovel full of dirt and sample that we've got, guys, we've got it down now to just a few ounces. And again, I'm swirling and swirling, and I'm spinning this pan round now, bringing all the heavier stuff to the bottom. The lighter stuff, I'm swirling around now, bringing the lighter stuff down to the bottom of the pan, and all the heavy stuff will stay on the top lip of the pan. That's just the nature of the beast. The lighter stuff will come down and the heavier stuff will stay up there, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now we're going to do a little tiny bit more. I'm going to break it down even further with the classifier. Again, I'll do this over a bucket normally, guys, over another bucket, and I'd pan the two separate samples that I was left with, but in this case I'm just going down to the fine stuff. You see there where I did that sieve over the gravel bank there. I would have probably lost some. That's why you need another bucket. And basically you pan every single element of what you're gathering out of it. All the heavy stuff you'd pan again. That's the heavier stuff now we've sieved through. Looking in there, see if there's anything in there, anything interesting. Make sure there's no nuggets in there, because basically only 9 times out of 10 you'll be looking for the flour gold. We're looking at a few crystals again. I think that's a bit of white quartz there I've got on my finger. Lovely jubbly. Normally I would put this to one side and I'd pan that separately, that separate sample. I'd pan it as a separate item. Just looking through it again, having a careful look at all the lovely crystals and all the lovely rocks that you can find by doing this. Find some lovely crystals sometimes and quartz and all sorts, which is quite interesting. It's not all about panning for gold, you find other minerals as well, which is lovely. Right, you see I just chucked that away. Usually I would pan that separately, but for these purposes we're just looking at the fine grade stuff that I've classified through that sieve. Alright, we're giving this a wash round now. We're nearly coming to the end of this one. Bit unusual with this video to my usual ones, but later on in the journey we will be doing some in the Highlands of Scotland, on the mainland, up on the west coast or on the east coast, some of the famous rivers known to have gold in them. We'll give it another go up there and I'll get the camera angle a bit better so you can see exactly what I'm doing in the pan here. All I'm doing is classifying, guys, stratifying this stuff down, washing it back, getting the layers, washing all the layers, getting those heavies at the bottom, and getting all the lights just to drop over the top of the lid. All the light stuff now is just dropping over the top of that lip of the pan, and all the heavy stuff, the dark sands and the gold or whatever, if there was gold in there, black sands, is all staying at the bottom of the pan. Getting right down to the nitty gritty end of it now. After a few pounds of stuff that we started with, a few pounds of sample gravel, we're down to a couple of grams now, and it's down at the serious end of gold panning now. All I'm doing here is just swirling. I'll start with all the sample at the top of the pan and I swirl round. Now this swirling motion is bringing all the light stuff down to the bottom of the pan. All the heavy stuff is going to stay at the top lip of the pan, nice and gentle. Just take your time. You got all the time in the world. Just take your time doing this, guys, nice and gentle, because you don't want to bring that gold down and miss it. Now I'm just having a look now. Now that's what you're left with. That's all the heavy stuff. Usually that would be black sand. In this case it's not black sand, because I'm not finding any, which I don't think you will. You know, once you do find black sands, then you've got a good chance of finding gold. But lots of bits of quartz and graphite and all sorts in there, and different minerals. They're all nicely shining in there, but nothing gold, I'm afraid. As I said before, you'd be lucky to find gold on Skye. But this is just to show you what it's all about, what I do. This is what I do every now and again. I love this type of outdoor activity. I'm an outdoor person, you know, I'm a wildcrafter, bushcrafter, prepper. I love metal detecting, magnet fishing and all that. And this is just an element in my repertoire of things to do when I'm in my van. As you can see there, I'm just looking through now, seeing if we've got anything interesting. One final swirl, I think, just to see what's at the top there. Yeah, right, we're heading for the north part of the island now, the northwest coast, which we haven't done yet. I've been on the island for nearly, well, over 3 months now, well over 3 months, which is lovely. We're well into winter now. We've had some horrific storms and winds and gales and snow. We've had all sorts, but I think it's going to get worse. Here now, I'm just looking, I'm just pulling down just to see if there is any flower gold in there or little tiny elements. I'm just pointing out the crystals and quartz and all sorts that's in there, but so sadly there's nothing shining, which we need to start with. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, so I'm going off to the northwest of the island soon. We've not done that part of the island yet. Believe it or not, I've been on the island well over 3 months. We've probably got about 40% left to see yet, so hopefully we'll get through that and show you all that. Weather permitting, so many weeks and weeks of dark clouds and rain and gales. It's hard to get out to do some filming, but we are lucky today. We've had a lovely day today. It's cold though, blimey. It's about 2 degrees today, I believe, even though the sun's out and it looks quite nice there. That water is bloody ice. I tell you, that's ice on my hands. Be prepared to get wet as well when you're doing this, guys. If you're going to do this, you can get rather wet. But lovely. I'm just getting it right down to the finest couple of grams of that sample that we started off with. Yes, thanks for all your comments, your interaction. It's lovely to have the comments. It's nice to have a conversation, even though it's just through comments here on my own. It's nice talking to people on the comments. I answer all my comments, as you know. It's nice to have a little chat with you on the comments, guys. There you go. That's all we're left with, just a couple of grams. All I'm doing is just swirling back and forth now, just bringing all the lighter stuff down. See, the water is just gently dragging all the lighter stuff down. Now any lead or any gold or any heavy minerals were going to be left in that top layer there, and that's where you'd find your gold if you was lucky enough. One final swirl. Yeah, lovely. Most of the things are fixed on my van now. All the problems we've had with the van as well. Most of the items are fixed, which is lovely. We're nice, dry, warm in the van. I've gone over my budget a little bit with all the expensive we've had fixing the van, but I need to tighten my belt and for the next month or so if I want to stay here till mid-January, hopefully. That'd be nice. I might stay here longer if I can sort my finances out. But right, I think that's the end of the video now, guys. I'm just looking now, picking out all the lots of minerals in there, lots of little shiny minerals and crystals and all sorts in there. It's really interesting. It's not all about finding gold, it really isn't. I just love doing it as a hobby. You know, I'm doing it on this river and I know there's no gold in there. There we go, another bit of don't look like quartz to me, or plenty of bits in there. Got another little bit there. There we go. It's just interesting. I just find Mother Earth so fascinating. I really do. As I said when I was walking up the Korang, I'd love to be a geologist. I really would. It's a fascinating subject. History beneath our feet. The birth of the planet. There we go. We finished that now. Nothing was found in there, but lovely. I'll just having a chat there now at the end of the video. I don't know if I can put the voiceover back on. Let's just turn this off and we'll see if I got my voice back. Hopefully the wind's died down a bit, guys. Right, just close that. Close my voiceover. We'll do it a little bit more seriously and we'll see what you can find. It's only a hobby. You know, you're not going to make a fortune doing this by no means. Unless you've got a big massive sluice and you're doing it commercially, but even then you can have hours and hours and hours, you know, just for a few bobs worth. Anyway, that's gold panning for you guys. Just gold pan, sieve, another sieve, but you need better sieves really. These sieves are not really that good enough for me, and a shovel. That's all there is to it. Lovely jubbly. Oprah's still filming. Well, there you go. I hope you find that interesting. Here on the lovely Isle of Skye. We'll have another go later on in the journey, guys. Try and get a better position as well, because I don't think the sound was that good on that video as well. Plus I need to get another sieve. That one's too fine. Just to break it down a little bit more. The more you can sieve out, the easier it is to actually pan for the dark sands and the gold. To this place, absolutely glorious, guys. There's Christina. Getting some sun on the solar, yeah, we're getting some sun on the solar panels, which is lovely. Beautiful, beautiful torrent. Beautiful blue mountain. Stunning. This beautiful, beautiful river running through the Glen. How beautiful is that? Doing a little bit of gold panning just for fun, guys, just for fun. Catch you later.